What if death wasn't in? It was just another day on the job. In Mickey 17, Robert Pattinson plays a man who dies over and over again, only to wake up in a new body every time. But what happens if a clone refuses just to be another disposable worker? This is Mickey 17. It's Bong Joon-ho's newest sci-fi thriller comedy. Yeah, it's a lot of different genres. Of course, Bong Joon-ho is known for Parasite, Snowpiercer, The Host. Mickey 17 continues his trend of high-concept storytelling with social commentary. Does it live up to the hype, or does it get lost in its own existential crisis? Let's dive into it. Before we get into the review, if you could hit that like button, it would help this video and channel tremendously. It's a futuristic colony where Mickey goes out and they experiment on him with the conditions of the planet, creating vaccines and everything, but every time he dies, they can just reprint him again, and he's got his same memories. Mickey is a little dull, but he's got a big heart. He's got a love interest, but the whole colony pretty much hinges on the whims of a failed politician, played by Mark Ruffalo. Robert Pattinson, he's on a roll. He's not the Twilight guy anymore. He has been fantastic in movies such as Good Time and The Lighthouse, and especially as Batman. I think he's probably my favorite Batman since Michael Keaton. And this is no different. Like the original Mickey he plays, it don't even sound like him. It don't even sound like the same character, but you get into it. His voice is like totally different from anything he's done. He's just very meek. Naomi Ackie plays his love interest, and I thought she was great in this as well. I am a big fan of her in Blink Twice and Into the Fucking World and Master of None, and I thought she did pretty well in this role. Steven Yeun plays his sort of scummy friend that he joined the colony with due to some debts that they owe. And again, he's fine. It just doesn't add much to the movie, I don't think. Then there's Toni Collette and Mark Ruffalo, which I thought they were pretty good. Mark Ruffalo, he's doing the big cartoony acting he did, kind of like he did in Poor Things. It's like very cartoony, very over the top, but I think it really works in this, especially the way he looks. He's just so into that role. I personally like when he acts like that, and I think it really complements the movie. Toni Collette, she was good, but again, I think they went maybe a little too far with her on some of her little quirks in the movie with the sauce, but Toni Collette's always fantastic, and it's nothing on her. Now, the movie looks fantastic, and it is very much like a greatest hits of Bong Joon-ho. It's heavily, like, when I was watching it, I just kept thinking of Snowpiercer and Okja and The Host. It's like it's like a mishmash of everything, especially like social commentary, like anti-capitalism, and they even have a moment that's a little bit on the nose. We're on this white planet to make it a superior race or whatever, and but it definitely has a lot going on. The precision of Parasite compared to this, where it's like he just combined everything from all of his other movies, the social commentary, even the general concepts, into this cornucopia of Bong Joon-ho movies. And the visual effects are pretty good. They have this alien species, or almost like tardigrades, and it's basically like almost a war between the humans and them. I thought they looked pretty good. You could obviously tell they were CGI, but yeah, it didn't really stick out to me. I think even though a lot of the concepts and everything there were like a lot of them. It touched on capitalism and humanity and religion even. And I found a lot of it interesting, especially the religion part, because they assume Mickey 17 has died, so they reprint a Mickey 18. And Mickey 18 is totally different. He is a little bit more psychopathic. He's a little more forthcoming than like the meek Mickey 17. But they go into the story where one of the creators of the printer cloned himself like 2 times, and he was like a serial killer. So it's got that religion aspect where it's like their soul is diluted the more they print each other while they exist. which I think is interesting. I think it's an interesting concept. It doesn't go way into it really, but it explains why Mickey 18 is a different personality than Mickey 17, because if you reprint that person while they're still alive, it dilutes their soul a little bit, which it's interesting. I just didn't explore it very much in this movie. What I didn't really care about the movie is I think it tried to do a little too much. I think and give Bong Joon-ho like all the credit here. He won Best Picture, and he deserves to just kind of go wild with another movie like this. And I did find it enjoyable. I think it just tried to do too much. I think it got a little bogged down. It's long, especially the third act is messy. It was just chaos, like honestly. And I also think some of the characters are a little underwritten. Naomi Aki, you don't really get where she's coming from. She goes back and forth on what kind of character she is. I didn't really get a good feeling of her characters. And Toni Collette. I think there's like these quirky things in the movie. A guy dressed as a pigeon and her sauce, and you cut the tails off the aliens or the inhabitants of that planet and get the sauce. I think it just went a little too far with that. But overall, I really enjoyed it. I just love weird-ass sci-fi movies. I like Bong Joon-ho, but if I was going to give it a score, I'd probably like 3.5 out of 5, because I think he has so many other good movies in his filmography, and I see he's had fun with this. I think there is a better movie in it if he was a little bit more precise with it. But overall, I did enjoy it. I think it's totally worth renting when it's on video. I wouldn't rush out to the theater to see it, but I did see it in Dolby, and the experience was pretty cool.
Are you afraid to die? This time I wasn't scared.
If you saw it, let me know down in the comments what you thought. Make sure to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel when you just hit that like button. And I'll see you later. Bye.